What's going on, everyone? So, the Los Angeles Lakers have matched their season win total compared to last season, where they finished with 47 wins. Lakers are at 47 wins time of this video, and they still have 5 games left to play. Now, I do think bare minimum they need to go 3-2. That put them at 50 wins. They have tiebreakers against essentially everybody. Lakers have done a really good job of owning the Western Conference. So, in doing so, right, 50 wins, I do think with tiebreakers should put them in a top 4 seeding. Lakers are in full control of the 3 seed. They need to handle business, need to continue to lead the charge. They got some tough games, right? You got the Thunder twice. You got the Houston Rockets, right, who you just beat, and they've been hot, fighting, trying to hold on to the 2 seed. You got some tough matchups. You got some tough wins. But the Lakers should win more games this year than they did last year, right? Again, because unless they lose all 5 games, which, knock on wood, hopefully doesn't happen. Hopefully that's not the case. If the Lakers do what they're supposed to do, then we'll beat that win total. Now, why is this important? Because several reasons, right? 1, this team is better. 2, you look at all the circumstances this season, it's great that the Lakers have been able to overcome that, right? You got to take into account, you got a brand new head coach. You got a lot of questions and uncertainty going into the season, right? A lot of questions of like, is it the team or is it Darvin Ham? And then on top of that, you have essentially 3 different iterations of this team and roster. You had the version with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You had the version with essentially just Austin Reeves for a good chunk, but LeBron and Austin Reeves. And then you had the Luka trade, right? And even with, LeBron injury and even Reeves missed some time, played all 82 games last year. And then Luka, even after the trade, missed some time. And not only, it's one thing to integrate a role player or just a player in general. Talking about a superstar. You're talking about one of the most high usage, ball dominant players ever, right? Like that you're adding to LeBron James, who is one of the most high usage, ball dominant players ever, and Austin Reeves, who's best with the ball in his hands in a high usage setting, right? Like, and they're figuring it out. But I do think that this is a testament to this team. Are they flawed? Absolutely. But every team is. There's not a team that you look at and go, that's a perfect team. There is no unbeatable team in the league, right? There's teams that you trust to win more than others and so on and so forth. But there's not a team that I look at and go like, man, like they're just going to run through everybody. Right? Especially the Lakers. I do believe the Lakers have a real, genuine chance to win an NBA championship. Right? I do think that there are a lot of factors that have to go in play. I don't think that the Lakers have margin for error the way that some of these other teams have. Right? I do think that it's something that I wouldn't bet on. Right? But it is something that I do think nobody should be shocked if the Lakers win. You have LeBron James, Luka Doncic, 2 of the best players ever, 2 of the best playoff performers ever. You have a chance. I do worry about the Lakers' interior size, right? Definitely a concern, definitely a question mark. I do worry about, the lack of one-dimensional players at times. I do worry about, the consistency of the role players at times. I do worry about, can Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves in a playoff setting consistently figure it out, right? Obviously, I'm sure there'll be games here and there and stuff. The defense, can we maintain the defensive intensity, right? Can we stay focused and driven and make sure we're handling and doing what we're supposed to be doing? Right? There's several factors that go into this. But overall, I do like this team. I think that they have a better chance of winning the championship now than they did the previous scenario with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, there is a version of that where they did win the championship, and there is a version of what happens if you don't trade for Luka, right? We don't know what trades would have happened, if any trades would have happened, and what would have gotten done, right? If they kept Anthony Davis and they don't go trade for Luka, do they go trade for a center, right? Maybe they go get and take the assets and everything they need and go get that center plus, 2 or 3 3-and-D guys. And maybe they're the best team in the league at that point, right? Like, who knows? Maybe they figured it out. Maybe they fixed all their holes and they're just taking the league by storm right now. Who knows, right? We won't know. But what we do know is you have two of the best playoff performers ever on your roster. I like the chances. I will take our chances. That week rest is going to be incredibly helpful. And I've seen people be like, oh, well, you're not worried about the Lakers falling to play or anything. No. Even when the Lakers lost like 7 out of 9 games or whatever, I was like, Lakers aren't going to fall into play. Even if the Lakers lost every game the rest of the way, which, again, knock on wood, Lakers still have tiebreakers over everybody. So you're talking about you would need 4 teams to leapfrog the Lakers and trust that all 4 of those teams essentially go 5-0 down the stretch, right? And Lakers lose every single game and still might not, right, overtake that depending on the team. So, again, I'm not worried about them falling into play, which would mean they would get a week's rest. When was the last time the Lakers got that? 2022, when they didn't make the playoffs before the play-in? They've been a play-in team every year since, right? This rest, this opportunity will be huge, in my opinion, for the Lakers, especially when you have LeBron James, who's dealing with like little knick-knack stuff. You have several players. Luka's dealing with knee thing. There is some level of concern about just, rhythm, right? Going from that to rhythm, and now you have to get back into the swing of things. But I trust the Lakers to get it done, right? There is all kinds of thoughts like, oh, who should the Lakers play? And the Lakers should play this team and that team and whatever. At the end of the day, I don't care. Are you either good enough or you're not? Said the same thing last year, right? Said, hey, if we got to play Denver, we got to play Denver. I want the smoke. Obviously, we know what happened in that Denver Lakers series. Many people asked, Tyler, do you regret, wanting to take the Lakers? No, because you're either good enough or you're not. Lakers weren't good enough last year. It's that simple. Why would I feel any other way? Like, again, you're either good enough or you're not. Play the Warriors, play the Nuggets, play whoever. It doesn't matter. You're going to have to go through it's the Western Conference. You're going to have to go through good teams regardless. Right? You're either good enough or you're not. It's that simple. But I love what we've seen this year. LeBron still looks like LeBron. Austin Reeves has just been ridiculous. The guy's been otherworldly, right? Like, and JJ and this coaching staff and all that stuff. Has he been a perfect coach? No, but there is no such thing as a perfect coach, right? Like, could he be better in certain areas? Sure, right? But so could every coach, right? Like, he has done a phenomenal job, especially given the circumstances. This coaching staff and the preparation and I'm really excited for the playoffs. I'm really excited to see this playoff series and how they kind of go about it and everything, right? Like, this is really good. And these last 5 games are going to not dictate the Lakers. Again, playoffs and regular season are very different things, but what it will do is I think it could potentially shift things one way or another, right? You win 4 out of these 5 games, right? All of a sudden, the momentum's there. You're kind of carrying that into the postseason. Where if you lose 1 out of 5, you only win 1 out of 5 games. Now the momentum's going the other way, and it kind of becomes concerning. And you kind of, right? And also just the media and the narrative and, the fandom and everybody kind of the way that they feel about the situation can vary, which just, puts the energy into the team and stuff. Home court is very important. Home court is very valuable, and the Lakers need to make sure and ensure that they get that. But I love that the Lakers are better than they were last year, even despite all the circumstances, even despite all the situations and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the job's not finished. So 5 games. Obviously, you got to take it a game at a time. Starts with the first Thunder game, then the next Thunder game, right? Then the Rockets game, and then the Mavs, and then the Blazers, right? I don't expect the Lakers to beat the Thunder twice. I would love it if they do, right? Can they? Absolutely. It's just hard, right? It's hard to beat any team in a 2-day span, right? When you're playing them twice in a 2-day span, then you're talking about the best team in the NBA all season long. Unless they just decide to kind of pack it in because they have everything locked up. Maybe that's the case, right? But it's also the Lakers, so that they're probably going to be like, oh, we should probably show up. They might do that for other teams, but probably not the Lakers. So Lakers need to win at least one of those, handle business. But you take it a game at a time and a moment at a time. And I am excited for this playoffs. Like, it's the first time I've been excited in a long time. I was excited that 2023 season where, we made the conference finals and stuff like that. But we were still playing team. It was just such an uphill battle. And there were a lot of questions. Like, there's a lot of questions with this Lakers team right now. But it's very different when you have Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves playing the way that he's playing, right? Even that year, Anthony Davis was very inconsistent, right? Even in the playoffs, it was like he'd have a great game, then a bad game, then a great game, then a bad game. Remember, so yes, Luka's had his inconsistencies, but the playoffs are just so tailor-made for him and his game. I trust he'll be okay. I like where the Lakers are at. I'm glad the Lakers got this. But again, job's not finished. Got to close and finish strong. And we'll see. We'll see how they do. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Phil, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about the Lakers matching their season total wins from last season? How many wins do you think the Lakers get? I think they'll still get 50 wins. But how do you feel? Let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you want to like this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.